We are finally here. Gas South Theater at the Gas South District in Duluth, Georgia, Atlanta Metropolitan. Robin Nathaniel speaking at TEDx Alexander Park. I always knew I had something to say, but because I had so many things going through my mind, I never really knew what that message would be. When I connected with the organizers of TEDx Alexander Park, I told them, hey, I want to support, I want to volunteer, but most importantly, I want to become a speaker one day. When they told me I had to memorize the speech word for word, I was like, what? I'm no stranger to getting on stage and speaking, right? I'm a former hip hop artist, a former host of events, but I never verbatim memorized a speech. In my research, I got a lot of good tips, but the one that really hit home for me was the memory palace. The memory palace is pretty much a technique that actors and, thespians back in the Shakespeare days used to remember their monologues. You associate sections of your speech with images. Another thing that I've been doing is I have a actual album that also I look at before I go into my rehearsal. So this is my brother right before he passed away. This is me and my brother. I was sad and he was trying to support me, which is one of the things that I talk about is how he guided me and protected me from some of his pitfalls. This is my mom. This is her in Venezuela when she was young. And this is her holding my brother when he was an infant. These memories are helping me to channel that energy, and I'm just being vulnerable, opening up, and then, from there, try to just inspire some people to pick up their phone and text a love.
Imagine coming to a crossroads where every path is paved with words left unsaid, love unfulfilled, and reconciliation postponed.
We just had Robin Nathaniel speak on our stage. He talked about the power of living life with your last words, and man, he set the stage on fire.
When I tell you it hit my heart immediately, I knew from his talk that I had to go reach out to an individual that I've been avoiding and I've been putting off.
It was life-changing. I never thought about my last words to a loved one or to a best friend or to a friend.
Speaking about last words, the way that he was so intentional, his stories moved me.
I never got to share last words with my brother. But if I lived life with my last words, I say, I love you, bro. I miss you so much.
I shed tears a couple of times. I think it is so important to live with intention, to speak whatever is on your heart.
I just appreciate Robin, incredible speaker, inspired me in a major way.
Now, when I end conversations, I do my best to fill words with love and laser-focused intention.
Just got off stage probably a few minutes ago. I don't know if I can put it into words fully, but I feel almost a little lighter. I've been consciously thinking about my mom and my brother throughout this whole experience. And one thing that I would feel from my brother when I was practicing and rehearsing, I felt like he was giving me a massage and hyping me up on my shoulders, come on boy, you got this. And I remember my mom was holding my hand. When I'm going through the motions, I got my eyes closed and they start miking me up. And when they start miking me up, I feel the presence of my brother. The person's hand, the sound engineer's hands, they were my brother's hands. And then a woman walked up and she was fixing my collar. It was my mom. So this woman and this man who were real people, they're here, they have names, they're not really my mom and dad, but my spirit and God and just everything within me was channeling my mother and brother's energy through those people. After the talk, people came up to me, told me that they were gonna call or text someone. One person showed me his notes that he was gonna reach out to someone. And that was what this is about. It's hey, how many people can we get to inspire? That's my first line of the talk. If you watch the talk, I would pray and hope that you would do that. We all have someone that we haven't reached out to. It's a fact. You have somebody right now
that you're not speaking to for whatever reason it is. If you love them, if you care about them, and honestly, even if it's something that you feel like you want to get closure on, it might not be like, hey, let's be best friends, let's like go out for drinks. It might be like, hey, I want to make sure if I did something wrong to you that we can clear that up. And it might not be them calling you, it might be you calling them. And if they don't want to receive your message, at least you try. And that's what this has really been about. So the event is done. TEDx Alexander Park 2024. On this red circle, with these red letters, trying to impact people all across the world, over 40 million people hopefully, but also the people in this room. If one person, 2 people, 3 people, 5 people take action to call or text a loved one, then we did our job. TEDx Alexander Park, it's a wrap.